Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 8 Japanese premium cruiser Atago. It has 10 main guns, 8 secondary guns, 36 AA guns, 16 torpedoes, a top speed of 35.6 knots, total health 40,100. For my modules, reduce crit chance on main battery, increase AA range, reduce flood and fire chance, faster rudder shift, and concealment. For my commander, situation awareness, basic survivability, basic firing training, faster turret traverse, fire prevention, lower cooldown on damage control, and advanced firing training. We are on the map north, and this is the first game after 0.5.1 is released. Loaded up the Atago, and I wanted to see the differences. Right now you can see I have a heal ability, and also there's a charge on defensive fire, so you need to be a little bit more conservative when using that ability. We see an enemy Alba, and we engage him with HE. The rudder shift also changed on this ship. I believe they improved it by 20%, so it's as if it comes standard with the improved rudder shift module. So if you have that on the ship, it improves it further, and it's a very elusive ship now. 6.1 seconds to shift the rudder. That is destroyer levels of speed, and you're very, very in control. The enemy pulls back, of course. Everyone, let's play passive, right? Let's not push anything. We got 17 minutes, okay? We need to take this really slow. One thing that you might be critical of is the amount of abilities that you need to keep track of with the Atago. They add just another one. You got AP, HE, your torpedoes, damage control, defensive fire, your fighter, and the heal. So you gotta make sure you're pressing the right button, you're comfortable managing all these cooldowns. I could see the jack of all trades being useful. Interestingly, the Asian server released patch notes that kind of revealed the direction that Wargaming want to go. One of the changes they wanted to make, and they didn't end up making this for this patch, is nerfing advanced firing training to only affect guns 139 millimeters and below. That is a huge nerf to cruisers who have small caliber, like the Mogami or the German cruisers, the Cleveland. It's really hard to look at the 203 millimeter guns in the Mogami and think that I should equip it with all the advantages that the 155 millimeters give you: more guns, better rate of fire, better range, better overall chance of setting the target on fire. It's just better, right? There are people who are upset that this will eventually come. It's not in this patch, but I think when it comes, it will be better for the game overall. They'll be able to adjust numbers slightly, and I think cruiser gameplay will feel a little bit better. Some of the ships feel a little awkward, but certainly not the Atago. After these changes, this is a must-buy. This is the best credit-earning ship in the game, and it's available to everyone. We see the enemy Alba. The Alba is the one we were screwing around with. Fire is put out on his ship. We, of course, fire on his position. We do set him on fire. We do around 4k damage, and we incapacitate. Whoa, you see that? Something exploded on the waterline right at the bottom of the screen. Don't know what it was. Could have been just a glitch, whatever. We're going to continue to engage the Alba, and he is burning, so I don't believe he has access to damage control. Either he used it on the fire previous, or it's still on cooldown. And we're 15 minutes left in this game. People are still refusing to push forward at all. That's just the nature of the beast, I guess. As long as they're not pushing forward, we're going to try our best. We're very close to finishing off the Alba. We don't get fire, and I just fire, and of course, maybe one of the far right. Yeah, we do get a couple through, but he does maneuver towards the shot, which avoids it. And there's an enemy Nagato. It's sitting inside these islands. That's pretty cramped. That's not a good location for you, man. I could send my torpedoes, but there is a friendly right in front of me. I don't want to risk him taking any fire, and then of course the island in the way, so we choose to use our fighter. I definitely 100% guarantee that there's something on the other side of the trunk. And we all know what I'm talking about. Yep, we know about the trunk. And then Nagato, he runs away. Don't have a good engagement. I'm kind of tired of this, though. All this passive play. No kills, 7 minutes in. I think most of the enemy has moved out west, so I'm going to run for the gap. I don't care that the trunk is there. I don't care that there might be enemies. I am tired of this passive play, and I think I see a window of opportunity where I can exploit it. The enemy Pensacola, 50% life. Enemy Alba, nearly dead. If I get a good shot on the Alba, I'm going to take it. He is so low that I just need 1, maybe 2 of my rounds to make contact with him. Doesn't matter the angle. We do have 18 loaded, so it'll work in our favor if we get a shot on the Alba. There is a North Carolina in the background. He can see the gap that I'm about to go through, or attempt to go through. And we don't want to rush things. We just want to get a good idea. Oh, the Alba. He must have run into something. We're doing a little bounce to see. Nope. We can't get it over the trunk. So maybe we can get another opportunity when we're out away from it. Hindsight, probably should have held my fire. But I felt like I could just reload and take him out. And he's a complete stop, so we lead the target slightly in front. And of course, that's the kind of dispersion we expect to get right now. Yep. All 4 rounds go short and long. Don't actually kill him. We do land a single round, and it's not enough to kill him. So he escapes with his life. Please, someone, look at my team, by the way. We have 12 targets on my team. We have 4 who are not immediately inside the cap. Everyone else is in our cap, just way too passive. We are succeeding, but it's just from a fun standpoint. I don't like this kind of game. I don't like it when everyone's afraid to move forward. But you should exploit the fact that you have the advantage, force the enemy to come towards you, or it's a guaranteed win for your team. So, the astute would notice there's a destroyer on the minimap. Don't know what type of destroyer. Oh, it's a Kiev. That is terrifying. If he controls it as well as I know the ship can be controlled, then he can dominate anyone who's trying to enter their area. So I would prefer to engage him. I am a cruiser. It is my job to protect the battleship from the destroyer. We do see, of course, North Carolina, York. Meh. Not important right now. Take out the enemy Soviet destroyer. We fire everything broadside, and we completely miss aim. We miss so bad. Oh, can't do that. Can't make those mistakes. However, this guy is going to allow us to make a mistake and not cost us. We set up another clean shot broadside, and we are able to incapacitate his propulsion, do moderate amount of damage to him. He has to use damage control, and he's a little bit sluggish. He's trying to move away, so we raise the elevation, and we lead him slightly. And we do 5k damage to him. Barely alive, but there's an island in the way. Don't you hate it? You do such a great follow-up shot, completely fix the initial issue, and then line of sight is the real enemy. If we were not so terrible on our first salvo, he probably would be dead. So we're going to fire on the battleship. He's fired on my battleship. It's a lot of battles in ships. We don't get a fire. That's really what we'd love to see whenever we're engaging any battleship. You can see the enemy York in the background. Yeah, I'm here. We don't have a firing solution that's effective on him. But we are doing massive damage, 5k. If you get the superstructure of a battleship with HE, it's nearly as effective as AP. And the chance of a fire is just too good to pass up, especially in a Japanese cruiser. And we miss way bad. Wow. You didn't see that first shot there. You didn't see. We're not reloading. We do okay. We need to have a better targeting solution. The enemy destroyer is still out there. The Kiev is... Ooh, there he is. That's the one thing. The Soviet destroyers are so fast. He's already outside of my range. Can't do a thing against him. So we're going to go back to the North Carolina. We're going to engage the battleship. And, of course, someone's firing HE. I think that was the York who fired. Sets me on fire. Have to use damage control. I am using premium. My previous Atago game, you know why I'm using a premium damage control. Yeah. Don't ever want to talk about that ever again. Okay. We're going to engage the York because he's close and he's got less health than the North Carolina. We do set the enemy cruiser on fire. It looks like he puts it out nearly immediately, so he's going to be immune to this salvo, but the next salvo, this salvo, he will not. And if we land HE and set him on fire, oh boy, we'll be able to do damage to a target that is retreating. Yes, the German has great range. Why be this close? Everyone on my team has basically said, I think this is a good strategy by the Tirpitz and the Atago. I'm going to follow it. So we're all in the enemy base. We have the enemy battleship, the enemy, 2 enemy cruisers. Looks like they finished off the enemy destroyer. So we're pretty solid here. It looks like there's 4 enemies in the west and someone's complaining about the border. Even though they fixed the border, it's a huge disadvantage to be on the border. Everyone will realize that and stop using it. But for now, you still got people doing it. And HE's impacting the battleship. The North Carolina's going, that's nothing. I still don't know how he's still alive. There's so many friendly ships in the air. Okay, that's a good salvo. We're going to send out another set. We probably can't kill him. Yeah, we only do 1,000. Oh, he's going to die to torpedoes. Don't even need to watch. What? The torpedoes? They end right at the ship. I believe the Tirpitz torpedoes were sent out and he didn't have range. Someone sets him on fire. We follow up. We help him get the kill because we get him right down to the very end. Friendly dies right in front of us. We're about to slam into a friendly Atago. Well, we're dead in the water right now. We're trying to get going. We're nearly full stop. Against the York, against cruisers, this is not good. Of course, let's fire on the target that's not moving. So we're able to do 3k, set him on fire. But we do take 7k damage. And he puts out the fire, so we know he's used damage control. Hopefully, we can set him on fire again. We're just confirming that we're not going to run into anyone else, which we aren't. We do another 3k, but no fire. And it doesn't really matter if we're capturing or not. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to engage these targets. I could care less that I'm on their base. This is pretty solid in the bag. Another 3k. So we've done 9k in 45 seconds, which is okay. I really want that fire, though. He doesn't have damage control. It's a huge advantage for me, and we're just not getting it. But we are leading the target rather well, I would say. Yes, another 2k. Friendly does more damage. He is within a salvo of dying. And we send out what we believe is the killing shot.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Oh, the battle's going to end in 5 minutes. Thank you. Ah, barely alive. Are you kidding me? Who's going to steal this kill? We're going to fire again. This is going to kill him. This is going to kill him. He fires on us, but he's not going to hit us. No, friendly. Oh, he's firing on the... Oh! We get the kill. Friendly gets the Colorado kill. They die at the exact same moment. And now it's just you, New Orleans. You're all alone. Well, you're not entirely all alone, but you're alone in my world, and I'm coming for you. 3k, solid. Still using HE. Most of the time, the targets are angled in some degree. The Japanese benefit more from HE than, say, the Germans. So it's okay to use HE. You like the fires. Oh, there we go. A fire on a cruiser is very powerful. They don't really have the health to sustain a fire, plus damage control makes them susceptible to more damage. Are we the ones that get the kill? No, but we have 2 fires on the target. We kill them with fire, yes. We do take a little bit of damage, but not much. fire. That's nothing for my premium damage control. I better make use of the 22,000 credits that I spent on it. 2 enemy cruisers and 2 enemy battleships. The battleships have to deal with friendly battleships. These cruisers are, of course, engaging what looks like... Okay, now there's only one. That cruiser is now only engaging 2 battleships, 4 cruisers. It's over. We've got this. This is how it's going to end. Are we going to get all the kills? Or are we going to capture the base? And we're doing pretty solid damage, considering the modules that we have equipped currently. We don't have main battery accuracy equipped, and I'm using a loadout that was relevant 3 months ago when carriers were a little bit more powerful. I'm interested to see how it would change now. Before they did all the nerfs to the carriers. By the way, I played a carrier in the new patch, and it felt pretty good, especially the way the aircraft kind of counterattacked. You didn't really have to micromanage the fighters as much. They would automatically engage a fighter group that attacked them. So it felt really solid. It felt like they worked on the pathing of all of the aircraft just slightly. It just feels a little bit more smoother. It's kind of like going from Warcraft 3's RTS to StarCraft 2's RTS controls. Subtle changes to improve. But the controls noticeably better, I would say, for the aircraft carriers. And I have a fantastic game in the aircraft carriers, which I'll share. I've got a fantastic game in the Tirpitz on the map Land of Fire, which will definitely be shared. So I'm pretty much booked until next week. You can expect some ferocious games. And we're engaging the Amagi. He's the last one. I decide to leave the enemy base. It's a kill. We have 1 minute 40 seconds. Just go for the kill. No mercy, okay? And the Atago, I have not been in position to use the torpedoes. Most of my targets have been greater than 10 kilometers. I would like to try a concealment build, but I'm not sure if I want to actually do that right now. I could see the concealment being really interesting because with the concealment module, I'm already down to like 10.7 kilometer detection. Another, 1.7 or ish, 1.1 kilometers off that, we're getting under the torpedo range and we can kind of stealth attack. And we're trying our best, landing as much damage as we can while also trying to maintain distance. This guy's fast. It's a Magi, remember? 30 knots. We fire again. We miss slightly. Are we going to be able to finish him? No, team. Why'd you cap? Oh, whatever. It was a good game. It eventually started after everyone sat and did nothing. 3 kills, solid credit income. That's really why you play these ships. Almost 2,000 base XP. A solid game, I would say, without using the torpedoes because we weren't really in position to. Damage, I would say it's pretty average damage. Yeah, 85,000. I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.